Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, the pill them now work. You have letter for another specialist. I whom you talk to this letter.
Now, people, a woman was shot and killed while selling books outside a service at the Montego Bay New Testament Church of God in St. James today. Reports are that a lone masked gunman opened fire in the churchyard, hitting the woman. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Senior Superintendent of Police for the St. James Division, Eran Samuels, says he is deeply disturbed by the incident and has vowed that investigators will spare no effort to identify and apprehend those responsible.
Eran Samuels, Senior Superintendent of Police, Commanding Officer for the St. James Division.
What happened yesterday?
At about sometime around 2 p.m. this afternoon, whilst there was a service ongoing at the Montego Bay United Church located here along Water Lane, a lone masked gunman, attacked a lady who was selling books in the churchyard. This lady was subsequently rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. It is really an unfortunate incident and really an attack against, I would say, the city of Montego Bay. We are very hurt and upset about it, and we will not spare any effort to find who the killers are.
Jordan dirty, but I want to get rid of leprosy. Deep. Come on, somebody. You sit down in here with disease and I will heap a doctor. Some of you, your house coming like a pharmacy. But God tell me to tell you, jump up on your feet. And when I count to 3, make up. Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, the pill them now work. Deep. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you have letter for another specialist. I whom you talk to, this letter is the third one.
People, this is a very sad moment, but it is nothing strange to Jamaicans. We see it happen already, even on the pulpit. This shooting was outside, and we see actually happen inside the church, where the lady up there on the pulpit with the mic, and gunman can shoot her, kill her. Seen? Anyway, Teki, it is sad. I want to say R.I.P. to the lady, and condolences goes out to her families, friends, and well-wishers. People, I have a story for you know. The story about the pastor wife where I run a SEX club in the church. People in the normal, you know. Yes, man. She have church members in there like the women them, you know. Right? I may attack the married women them when now get satisfied a yard. If their husband now satisfy them a yard, she have them at church there in the SEX club, and she invite men from outside of the church to come satisfy the woman them. But her secret bust out. So now listen to her.
A pastor wife on the island of Jamaica has been running a sex club in the church for years. She goes by the name of Sister Candy. Her name is Candy, and I'm going to call her Sister Candy. Now, Sister Candy is saying that the faith community ignores women's sexual needs. That's her words, not mine. So apparently she has been running this sex club for many years. And what she would do is invite men from outside of the church, inside of the church, to have sex with married women who are unsatisfied in their marriages. At least that was what I understood from what I read. Now, Sister Candy had a conversation with her husband about the situation, who was very upset. And he even made a decision to remove himself from the church along with some members. Well, Sister Candy was hoping that Brother Candy would have at least asked her, how she felt about their sexual relationship, if she was being satisfied or not. Well, Brother Candy is not having that type of conversation, and I guess that's where the problem actually started. But she's standing 10 toes down, about the decision that she had made to do what she did. We have to now start asking our question, from a moral and value standpoint. Was Sister Candy wrong? And if she was wrong, to what extent? Now, I think Sister Candy obviously realized that there are married women in the church that are saying we are not sexually satisfied. They went to Sister Candy with their problem, and Sister Candy, assessed the problem, which was very good. Now, Sister Candy decided to come up with a solution for the problem, which was also great. Getting men outside of the church to solve the problem, in my honest opinion, that was where Sister Candy went wrong. Sister Candy, that's where I think you went wrong. Now, do I believe I know how Sister Candy arrived at that wrong decision? Yes, because a lot of these Jamaican men are very convinced that they are, sexually the best in the world, which, statistics shows it's not so. Jamaica have the highest paternity fraud in the entire world, 34%. Nigeria behind us, Ghana behind Nigeria, and America behind Ghana. If these women were sexually satisfied, they wouldn't have been sleeping around like this. So there is sex problem going on. But Sister Candy way of solving it, I think, was the problem. But I also believe that if she had called the husbands of these wives and said, let's have a conversation about your wife being sexually unsatisfied, they would have ignored it. The ego is too big. The ego don't match the sex that they're giving to their wives. The ego is this big and the sex is shaky. So that's what happened. Now, there were financial transactions taking place, so I don't know how it was set up. The news never gave that. Sister Candy never explained if the women were giving her the money to pay these men or how it's set up. Now, the fact that it happened in the four walls of the church, Sister Candy, here again, you went a little bit left. In the church, it shouldn't have happened, but it take us back to these pastors who come to the church every single Sunday and say, God said, and God said, and God said. How is it that Sister Candy, husband who is in the church, every Sunday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, shouting out, God said, never said God told him that Sister Candy and the church sisters were having sexapades in the church? Sister Candy never said she were having sexapades, but I think Sister Candy was monitoring the sexapades. Correction there. And if Sister Candy was having the sexapade, we don't know, because she was waiting on the husband to ask about her needs, which she didn't do. So it's possible Sister Candy have her own fun, which, where everybody's entitled to sin they want to sin, the way they want to sin. My problem is, how is it possible that Pastor Candy never figured this out? And I'm sure he's in the church hollering out on the top of his voice, God said, God said. So, I understand the people on the internet who are kicking and screaming. There are people saying Brother Candy is upset. No one call him Brother Candy. I'm the one calling him Brother Candy. People saying Pastor is upset because Pastor wasn't a part of the fun. That could be a reason. He wasn't a part of the fun all these years. Now, statistics shows that 80% of married women are very unhappy, and sex is the number one thing going on up there. So if sex is the number one problem up there, Sister Candy was on to something. So what I honestly believe, Sister Candy, if you come across my video, it's your approach that was wrong. But could you have taken another approach. I also don't think so. The ego of these men will not let them get to say, I need to change some of what I'm doing, because the statistics that is showing the amount of children not belonging to these men is also an issue. So, Sister Candy, you didn't unalive anyone. Every sin is a sin. You didn't take your own self out. I think, Brother Candy, forgive Sister Candy and move on. People, stop acting as if you're holy, because you're not. I was in church in Jamaica in December, and I noticed something, and I came home and I called my girlfriend Tasha and I was telling her about it. As long as I can remember, every church you go into, it's like 80%, 70% women, 60 to 70% women, and 30 to 40% men. And less than 20% married, and more than half the church is filled with baby mothers. So everybody in the church banging left, right, and center. And most people you see go to church they were born and raised in that church. So if everybody in the church ain't having sex, then you couldn't, how to explain all these baby mothers? So let's just stop acting holy. Pastors are coming to church to get the tithes and the offerings. They are not approaching any problem. The churches are filled with baby mothers, whether it's in the Netherlands where I am at, where I'm living, or it's in Jamaica or anywhere. I believe most places you go around the world, you will see that the churches are filled with baby mothers. So please, stop act like you are a saint. Sister Candy, get some counseling. You and your husband get some counseling, or work out the problem. All the men that got cheated on, go get some counseling with your wife and stay with your wife, because they only did what they did because you weren't doing what you were doing. Everyone here is to be blamed. Everyone is at fault. Let's not act holy. None of you bitches are holy. None of us are. Okay? Sister Candy, please find a different way to enjoy yourself. This is not the way, my sister. This is just not the way. Don't do it this way. Find another way. You're a smart woman. I get your point. I get your point. Just don't do it this way. This is not the best way.